Before we dive fully in, I would love to say a huge, sincere thank you to our members. 2020 was an amazing year, and we really attribute so much of that to your hard work, your collaboration, and your efforts. So thank you so much. And now I'm going to bring up Jenn Dice, our fearless leader and CEO. But before we do that, let's watch a quick video to kick us off.
Being able to take my favorite hobby and turn it into my profession has just been a dream come true. My name's Jenn Dice, and I lead a dynamic team at PeopleForBikes that helps organize the bike industry and advocacy to put more people on bikes more often and make every bike ride better for everyone. The whole team at PeopleForBikes, we're working around the clock. We love bikes, and we are seeing the country riding, and we all have this sense of urgency to help America recover through the bike. We do not have all the answers, but we need to change and we need to act. We're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the hard work that we need to do to move our nation forward. My name's Jenn Dice, and I believe in the power of the bike to bring people together, to heal communities, to change the world.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you and welcome to our 2021 Town Hall. On behalf of our talented PeopleForBikes team, I'm excited to welcome you and to talk a little bit more about what we're doing to grow participation in your business in 2021 and beyond. So thank you to all of our members. We have about 300 supplier members and about 1,000 RideSpot retailer members. We couldn't do this work without you. If anybody's on this webinar that is not a member, we hope what you'll hear in the next half an hour will persuade you to join and to be part of this exciting time and all this momentum for bicycling and for your bike industry trade association. And before I get started, I just want us to pause for a moment to really think about all the momentum that is out there right now for bikes. It is unprecedented. We are extremely grateful. There is so much momentum right now in terms of participation. Our counters, both in rural areas and cities, are still high. There's momentum, obviously, in retail sales, both brick and mortar and online. In our consumer surveys, we're hearing people saying that they're 87% are likely to keep riding. We know that's high, but we're excited. They said that they're really forming habits in the last 10 months. Our general population surveys show us that people feel like when they're riding, they're healthier and they're doing their part to combat climate change. We're also seeing a lot of momentum on the public policy front. We know that bikes are a solution to many of the problems that communities face. And on the public policy front, we see momentum for bikes in transportation, sustainability, mobility equity, climate change, city resiliency, and more. And we're even seeing momentum in corporate America, where businesses, small and big, are thinking more about how to help their employees take active transportation and ride bikes to work. Many years ago, I went to grad school at KU, and I went to graduate school for public administration. And I remember this one professor saying, no matter how great your solution is, no matter how great your idea is, you may have a solution, in our case, it's the bicycle, that checks every single box, and it's just the perfect thing that you know is going to save the world. But it does not matter until that public policy window of opportunity opens. And once that window of opportunity opens, people are ready to hear about your solution. And we truly believe we're at that moment, that the window has been opening, and it's opening even further. And our job at PeopleForBikes is to cram that window open and take advantage of this moment in time for more and better cycling and to grow the bike industry. So welcome. Thank you for being here. We have a very short agenda for you today. We're going to cover our mission and our 2021 vision, just to sort of remind you of our mission, vision, and our focus areas that really guide all of our work and the foundation from which our 2020 work plan is established. Then we have our 2020 work plan, and we're going to tease out the things that are most important, sort of our proactive plans for growing cycling in the bike industry. I'm just going to highlight 7 key areas of where we're going to work in 2021. And then finally, I'll give your company and your CEO 3 specific ways that you can help. We cannot do this alone. And to keep the momentum going of cycling, we need all of your help. We need your company's help. We need your CEO's help. And we need to make sure that we unite the bike industry behind more and better riding. And we have 3 easy ways that you can plug in. And we'll unpack those for you at the end of and then there'll be plenty of time for Q&A at the end. Our mission is to get more people on bikes more often and to make biking better for everyone. It's been our mission for 20 years. We're proud of it, and it guides all of our work. In 2021, so many things have changed in the last 10 months, as you know. So we're really thinking about 2021 as we emerge from of COVID-19, as we emerge from this global pandemic, making sure that bikes are a prominent an essential part of all aspects of COVID recovery and beyond. And that we want to make sure that we emerge better than before. And that, believe us, the devastating effects of COVID-19 are not lost on any of us. And so that we know that we have to make the most, we have to leverage this increased demand for cycling, communities that have made specific changes to embrace bicycling and walking. We want to encourage those communities to keep it going for now and in the future. This unexpected tailwind of more people riding and more people buying bikes is something we take really seriously. And we want to make sure that we absolutely make the most of the bike boom and continue the highest percentage possible of new and returning riders biking now into the future. Our second area of focus is we think about including and engaging people in all of our work. There are so many smart, talented content area experts in our industry. There are so many future leaders that we want to learn, we want to listen, we want to make sure people are included in their industry trade association, and we co-create this together. And finally, just like your business, our nonprofit is data-driven and it's technology-driven, and it's at the core of all of our work. And we benchmark against other industries and other trade associations to make sure that we are a high-performance trade association and we're serving our members, and that we're truly serving you some best-in-class materials and resources. So our 2021 work plan, we're really proud of this document. This is the 3rd work plan that we've issued for the bike industry. We mailed about 1,000 of these out the first week in January. We emailed about 20,000 of them out. So if you didn't get a copy of our work plan and you want it digitally or paper, just throw it in the chat or send us an email and we'll get one in the mail to you. But it's exciting. It's our proactive, aggressive, forward-thinking agenda. COVID is a forcing function. And as you all know in your businesses, we are moving faster and faster. And so we do these 1-year sprints where we show you what we're doing to grow participation and what we're doing to grow the bike industry in these 1-year, fevered sprints. We have measurement tools, we grade our work, and we reevaluate it every year. So the work plan is, of course, a lot. I had one CEO say, Jen, let's just break it down to the most important things. So I'm going to highlight just 7 work plan highlights, things that we're really proud of, and things that we know that will be game changers for bicycling. Infrastructure is number 1. So a big bet is working with Congress on our federal active transportation agenda. We could probably drop the link in the chat if you want a copy of it and can dive into the details. But we work really closely with the Rails to Trails Conservancy. They're one of our best partners that we work hand in glove with. And a couple months ago, we announced with Congress our federal active transportation agenda. And it sounds like a lot, but really job number 1 with Congress is to make sure they write the biggest check possible for bicycling. And bike infrastructure funding, the money that comes down to states and to cities and counties, produces thousands of bike projects a year. It can be anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 projects. It leverages many more state and local projects. And those bike projects are in your customer's backyard. And if they don't have a safe, comfortable, easily accessible place to ride close to home, they're just not going to ride their bike. And so we know that we have to push Congress to put even more funding into bike transportation. This plan also talks to Congress about connecting bike paths. If you put in a project and it just goes from A to B and it doesn't truly connect from where you live to where you want to go, connectivity is everything. And we're going to be challenging Congress and the federal agencies to make sure they're working on their connectivity, their safety, their equity, mobility, and more. And there's a big aspect in our proactive federal transportation plan that talks about recreational trails too. How can we help Americans continue to be outside on trails, biking and walking? How can we build bike parks in inner city pocket parks so we can get people riding? There's a big recreational trails component in our federal transportation plan. Number 2 on our 7 highlights of our work plan is our proactive trade agenda. We have been contesting Section 301 tariffs for years. Our lawyers and lobbyists have been working full-time on this. I'm proud to say that we've helped save the bike industry almost $140 million in Section 301 tariffs alone. I hesitate to say that because, of course, tariffs are taxes in the first place, and we've been contesting and fighting them every step of the way. And as many of you know, the exclusions came off in this new year. So we'll be working with the new administration to roll back those tariffs. We know Catherine Tai, who's the new U.S. trade rep. We've worked with her in the past, and we'll be seeing what the new administration will be doing. But in this proactive trade agenda, we also talk about what we want Congress and the agencies to do trade-wise in terms of certainty, in terms of encouraging business. It's our vision for trade policy, for a fair trade playing field, encouraging domestic production and growth, and encouraging development also, or encouraging production also in developing countries. So there's recommendations and policy platforms, and if you'd like a copy, we'd be happy to mail one to you, or it's probably in the chat as well, or we can send you the link. A third highlight of our 2021 work plan is we joke it's all electric bikes all the time. And we've been this way for a long time, but you're seeing the momentum. I think October was up about 179% in the e-bike category. November was up 189% in the e-bike category. More and more people are getting that e-bike smile and falling in love with electric bicycles. Our year-to-date overall electric bicycle category sales are up 158%, and it's outpacing regular bike sales as well, which is also very strong, I believe at 67%. But in our e-bike front, we've been systematically going through state by state and passing our model electric bicycle legislation. And we got 28 states on the roster. We'll tackle at least 10 new states this year, and our goal of getting all 50 states classifying and regulating electric bicycles like bicycles, not motorized vehicles. In 2021 and beyond, we're really bullish on purchase incentives, and we've learned a ton from our European counterparts, and we'll be experimenting with a lot of pilot projects on purchase incentives. Whether we have a bill that we'll be introducing through Congress, we'll be looking for other partnership opportunities with healthcare, with mobility equity groups, with utilities. There's so much momentum for e-bikes that we also want to talk to corporate America about how are they incentivizing their employees to get back to work through active transportation. And electric bikes could be a big part of that mix. And finally, on the EMTB front, we're seeing a lot more interest in state parks. And of course, we've been working with federal public land agencies like the Department of Interior and the Forest Service for years. So some of those processes will resolve this year, and we'll be working with even more state parks on embracing electric mountain bikes and especially Class 1 EMTBs to go where most regular bicycles go. RideSpot is our industry campaign. You've heard for years the industry wants our own Got Milk campaign, if you will. Our campaign is data-driven, and it's specifically about great places to ride that you can encourage your customers to go navigate to. It is a platform. It is our industry platform. So you put your brand on it. It can be a supplier. It can be a retailer, an advocacy organization, a coffee shop, a tourism entity. RideSpot is our platform for the whole industry to go out and encourage riding. We modeled it after the RV Industry Association and the Go RVing campaign and the Take Me Fishing campaign. And here's a quick video to just sort of demystify what RideSpot is and give you the nuts and bolts.
Hey, I'm Toby from the RideSpot team, and I work with retailers and advocates all over the country to help you find success using RideSpot. RideSpot was designed by PeopleForBikes and bicycle retailers to reduce the barriers to riding and build community around local retailers. In this video, we'll be giving you an overview of all of our RideSpot features. RideSpot is part route sharing community, part social network, and a whole new way for you to connect with your customers. RideSpot makes it simple to create and post routes, post events, and offer unique experiences for your riders. Our amazing route builder is designed to quickly and accurately create a route and customize your turn-by-turn directions. In RideSpot, users can sign up as individuals or affiliates. An affiliate is any organization that wants to connect with riders and grow their active community, including retailers, advocacy groups, bike clubs, or any local business. We know our affiliates are the best resource for local routes, so we call your routes classic routes, and we promote them above the routes from local riders. On our Discover page, riders can easily find the routes they're looking for and learn more about your business in the process. Your affiliate profile page is a one-stop shop where all of your routes, events, and activities live. Riders can easily follow you on RideSpot and see your upcoming events and new routes. Use the affiliate dashboard to see how your routes and events are performing on the platform. Now more than ever, hosting events is an important part of building community around your shop. So we built a tool that streamlines the planning process, saving time for you and your riders. Riders can see the route, read the event description, and even join the event all within the app. Once you've created some classic routes and some events in the system, you can easily export ride cards to hand out in the store. Ride cards feature basic route details, turn-by-turn directions, and a QR code. Our in-app scanner makes it a snap to load the route on a phone and immediately start navigating. Visit the RideSpot affiliate shop to order ride cards and in-store display materials. Mix and match the displays to create your very own RideSpot in your store. All of these features are part of any basic RideSpot affiliate account, which is completely free. Any affiliates who support PeopleForBikes by becoming a member will also have access to additional features designed to maximize customer engagement, including challenges and rider rewards. RideSpot's unique route-specific challenges allow you to incentivize customers to ride a route and visit the store for an award when they complete it. Our Rider Rewards feature encourages riders to get on their bikes more often. PeopleForBikes RideSpot is designed to get more people riding more often, a goal that can benefit millions of people, including you. So please join RideSpot today.
When thinking about your marketing campaigns this year, we'd love to be in the back end of it and sort of sprinkle in great rides by your key retailers, key market areas, and just showing your commitment to advocacy through spreading the love of great bike rides. Fifth, our city rating system. We will rate, this will be our 4th year of city ratings, and what gets measured gets done, and we're helping cities improve their bike networks by showing them specific things that they can do to increase their score. It's our 4th year of city ratings. We'll probably rate 600 cities this year. We've expanded to Australia and Canada, and we're giving them the specific tools through workshops, through resources, through one-on-one connectivity or one-on-one consultation. Related is we launched last fall our new Advocacy Academy Master Class Series. Last year, it was about 14 videos that can take anyone from an advocate to an elected official to a city planner to really help them break down how to make bicycling better in their community. These videos have been wildly popular. We'll bring about 10 new videos a year that really breaks down advocacy and helps people keep the momentum going of all this great writing.
The PeopleForBikes Advocacy Academy collects the most important lessons and case studies from around the world to share how you can make biking better for everyone. The Advocacy Academy provides city leaders, local advocates, and retailers with a better understanding of our city ratings program. You'll learn how to make improvements locally that boost your score and discover the secrets of success from the world's best bicycling cities. Please tune in to the Advocacy Academy and use the lessons learned to create a better world through bikes.
Number 6, a highlight of our work plan is our diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. And I think we'll really hit our stride in 2021. We did a lot of work in 2020. Our surveys told us that 80-30% of the bike industry agreed this is important, critical work to think about the impact of race and equality in the bike industry, advocacy, and bicycling in general. About 49% said that they would do even more if they knew where they would, where the best place to invest their time, and felt like 55% of the bike industry doesn't feel equipped to have this conversation internally or externally. And so we believe it's our role at People for Bikes to help equip the industry to have this conversation with some of our partners and to really advance our mobility, equity, diversity, equity, and inclusion work. You probably remember at People for Bikes, we work in a lot of different lanes. We work with cities, we work with advocates, we work in the bike share space, of course, the bike industry, and our own internal work. And we wrote a mobility justice action plan this summer, and we decided to look at all 5 of those lanes and determine how we can operationalize equity and do more and be better in every single lane. And we'll be working that plan and quarterly coming back and reporting on our progress. 7th is trade association excellence. Hopefully you've had a chance to hop into our business intelligence hub. We're really proud of it. We know that you need week over week actionable insights and business data. It is, in our business intelligence hub and through our weekly surveys that we've done, we know that 10% of American adults rode a bike during COVID. We know that 12% purchased a bike for the first time in 12 months. 13% intend to purchase a bike in the next 12 months. A lot of our business intelligence on ridership participation, retail sales, both brick and mortar and online, and consumer insights, both from our enthusiast grassroots army and from the general population, are on the hub. And if you haven't been in, it's easy for members. It's a member-only benefit. We can easily make sure you and your team have all access to the Business Intelligence Hub. We have big plans for bolstering our research and data program in 2021. Finally, 3 quick ways that your CEO and company can help and how you can plug in and be part of everything. So I have one CEO from SRAM, Ken Lausberg, said, Jen, I'm going to do 3 things for you. Break it down and tell me exactly what to do, and we'll make sure SRAM is on board. So taking Ken's challenge, I've got 3 things for you today. The first one is we want to use our industry platform, RideSpot, in the back end of your marketing campaigns. So thinking about what you're planning for this year, we will personally do 3 to 4 industry keep riding campaigns. So you can amplify those campaigns, or we can white label the technology, because we want, of course, you to have the relationship with your customer. We want you to keep that conversation going with all these new people that bought bikes. We know that there's a lot of barriers to bicycling, and we designed RideSpot to decrease barriers for bicycling. Where to ride, who to ride with, tips and tricks for bicycling. So we want to inspire them to keep riding by showing them, again, where to ride, who to ride with, and how to overcome those barriers. If you have an ambassador program, we would love to integrate RideSpot into your ambassador program. Send your ambassador leader our way. We've got 60 RideSpot ambassadors, and it has been groundbreaking in helping small groups of people break down barriers. We know that when people are invited to the party, when we meet them where they are in terms of their bike, their personal goals, and their skill level, this can be a lasting habit and a lifelong commitment to riding bikes for recreation or transportation. RideSpot is all about breaking down those barriers, being inclusive and welcoming for all these new riders. We also have done a lot of different collections of rides. We want to sell the experience of riding and how much fun you can have on a ride. We want to be sort of evangelical, or the Johnny Appleseed again, of sprinkling great bike rides all across the country. If suppliers, retailers, advocates, tourism groups, and more are showing people specific rides around the country, we know we can keep this momentum going. And the platform, again, is for you and for how you want to talk to your customers. We've got lots of materials you can use or to amplify the work that we're already doing, or we can certainly embed in any marketing campaigns that you're thinking about. New this spring, as well as we'll have more challenges. And you saw in the video how RideSpot is a platform to keep people coming back to your store and keeping the conversation going. And we have Ride the Route challenges. So if you're gearing up to be ready for a specific race or event, we show you specific places to ride. You get rewarded for it. We have frequency challenges, so ride more often. And we have ride more miles. So you can encourage your customers to ride 10 miles, 50 miles over any time period that you want. So ride more miles, ride more frequently, and ride more often are the challenges that automatically work in the platform. It's free, it's part of your membership benefits, and we'd love to show you how to incorporate it into specific regions of your market. Of course, this is our industry platform. On the front end, of course, it's consumer first, reducing barriers. On the back end of it, it's a data and technology tool, so that once you've sold a certain kind of bike to someone, say a gravel bike, you can suggest other gravel rides in the area. Or if they bought a leisure and lifestyle bike, maybe you get them into a transit and fitness bike in a year or two, and just sort of keep moving them up the ladder and helping reduce barriers for cycling. Second, we'd love for you to designate somebody at your company to be a DEI representative that works specifically on diversity, equity, inclusion by all definitions. If you have one person at your company that already does this work, send them our way. We'd love to have their name and email address to make sure that they're helping shape and have a hand in some of the resources that we're going to be developing for the bike industry this year. So our commitment to diversity is real and lasting, and we think that we have a lot of impactful resources that will help our industry be even more appealing for years to come. And third, your CEO, your business is a powerful voice, and chances are you live in a community that does not have great bike infrastructure. And we need to inspire that community to build connected bike networks, to build more and better biking. And right now there is tremendous demand in your community for more bicycling, active transportation, and safer streets. All we want you to do is send a letter, send an email. Our lobbyists in DC have been setting up lots of one-on-one video meetings, so we can connect you. We'll do all the work. All you have to do is show up and talk about your business. And via video, we can do a meeting with your member of Congress or their staff talking about what we need to do to inspire Congress and your local elected officials to build a better bike network for everyone. So that's it. That's our 2021 work plan highlights. There's so much momentum for cycling. We've got a really talented team that punches above our weight. It's going to be a proactive and aggressive year, and I'd be happy to take any questions. And I think Lindsay's going to facilitate all our questions.
Great. Thank you, Jen. Again, really exciting stuff. And thank you everyone for joining us and dropping in a few questions. So I'm going to dive right in, and feel free to keep adding those to the chat or the QA feature. So first one coming from Derek. Do you have a barometer on the direction the new administration will probably take with bike and e-bike related tariffs? And before we dive too deep into that, I want to say that we will have an entire presentation on that coming up in February. So I'd encourage you to join that. Look out for invites via email. And Jen, would you like to give, just a quick overview of maybe your expectations for that?
Sure. Our policy team in DC, of course, is watching it minute by minute. We do know Catherine Tai, the new U.S. trade rep, and we're encouraged. She's an excellent leader, and we're cautiously optimistic. We know the new administration is going to change a lot of things about our relationship with China, but we don't know how quickly that will happen, how fast that will happen in their priority structure. Alex Logeman leads our trade and tariff work and would be happy to talk to you about this a little bit further. Of course, we're really worried in that exclusion requests expired in January, so we know our industry is suffering with much higher tariffs, and we'll be doing everything we can to decrease those. So not a sort of the best answer I can give in an uncertain future, but we're cautiously optimistic, and we know that our needs as an industry will be listened to. We've already had a great audience with the Biden-Harris transition team. We've met with a variety of their different teams so that they know what the bike industry is asking for on the trade front, on the transportation front, in the energy and climate space as well.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jen. Another question from Eric. In addition to reporting on your diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts quarterly, will your plans be available for us to review and share?
That is a great idea. And we do, we just actually switched to a new website. So I'm not exactly sure how front and center our mobility and racial justice action plan is right now. But when we wrote that plan, we gave us an August 1st deadline and then a November 1 deadline. And then we just recently announced our work as well again. And so now we'll be going into quarterly announcements, how we're progressing against our goals. We'll definitely be super transparent about it because we want to be held accountable and we want to get more ideas from all aspects of the bike industry. So one thing that many bike industry companies have asked us for is more templates and tools. If you're a small or medium-sized company, you might not have the resources on best practices for developing a talent pipeline, making sure you're being more inclusive of BIPOC communities, LGBTQ, veterans, women, diversity by all measures. And so we want to make sure that we're extending the resources that we're developing at People4Bikes to make sure our organization is doing the best we can to the rest of the industry. So you'll see a lot of resources rolling out later this year.
Great. Yep. We will continue to update as we go along is the summary. And you may hear my dog in the background. Apologies for that. Another question from Scott. PFB and partner groups have launched many programs to encourage youth to get into cycling or continue cycling. Would love to hear about your plans for 2021 and 2022 in regards to youth cycling.
Great question. Thank you. Our number one play in the youth space is honestly infrastructure. Think about moms and dads out there. You are not going to let your kids ride a bike in your neighborhood if you don't have slow speed limits, if you don't have a connected bike network, a safe place to get from where you live to where you want to go, a good system of off-street paths or protected bike lanes. So our number one play is always infrastructure, because when we build great bike infrastructure, more kids ride. We do also have a youth coalition, a youth pilot project where about 12 national cycling groups have come together to do 2 pilot projects in 2 communities so that we can work really well cross nonprofit from age 2 to 22 to keep kids biking. These 2 pilot projects show a lot of promise. We're just getting going on it. So this year will be a building year of making sure we're working with local advocacy groups, local community groups, and bringing these national nonprofits to 2 locations so that we can really sort of better understand why people drop off and how we can keep it going. So thanks for that question, Scott.
Great, thank you. Another question from Andrew. How is your team tackling existing bike paths that do not allow for e-bikes or motorized vehicles?
Great question, Andrew. We have an action alert system. This is sort of like, we have a fantastic sort of SWAT team that drops in on any local advocacy initiative that needs more access. So last year we sent 400 action alerts out. Many of them geo-targeted. I know we send you a lot of emails, but we obviously didn't send you that many emails. But we look at a specific region. We work with a local advocacy group or a local lobbyist or bike industry suppliers and retailers. And we work to reverse those laws because we believe, especially, we believe e-bikes belong just almost everywhere. We certainly believe in local control and local land management decisions. But as we've been seeing, 28 states pass model e-bike legislation. In every state we pass an e-bike bill. Sales go up, access goes up. People demo e-bikes and they fall in love with them like we have and realize they're just like a regular bicycle. So happy to help with any local advocacy initiatives. Andrew.
Okay, great. I'm not seeing any other questions coming through. Oh, maybe there's some more. Yes. Okay, thank you. Great. And in the meantime, I've also dropped in our racial justice website so that you can see the existing plan that will be updated throughout the year. So feel free to continue to reference, but this gives you an idea of where we are now. Okay, looks like I have another question. 1 second. From Frank, okay, the Boise front crosses multiple jurisdictions across private and public owners. Can you help us move forward to increase access?
Sure, absolutely, Frank. I'm guessing you're probably talking about mountain bike access or maybe e-bike access cross jurisdiction, but we're always happy to help. We work for the bike industry, and helping with local access and advocacy initiatives is what we do best. Morgan Lomley runs our state and local program, and she's got a great team, and we'd be happy to help. We also have friends in high places at IMBA and other local advocacy groups as well too. So we'd be happy to help if you want to send an email to us, and we can sort of dig into the details a little bit more and figure out what the cross jurisdiction issues might be.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm not seeing any additional questions, so unless you all want to drop more in, we can give you 5 minutes of your day back. Again, thank you so much for joining. We're very grateful for you. We're gonna, yes, share out emails, so you're welcome to email myself or Jen, both are listed below. Your quickest avenue will probably be to go through me, and then I can connect you with the right person in our organization and prioritize that. And in the meantime, I would also encourage you to check out our new website. We've been getting some feedback from those in the industry. Thank you for, the positive words of encouragement and or the, hey, where is this link? And we're working on those. So thank you so much for your flexibility and for joining us. Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.